Opiates are chemically related, interact with the opiate receptors in the nerve cell of the brain and the nervous system. They cause pleasurable effects and deal with pain. What's going on, America? It's your boy Charlie in the Box, the patriotic miscreant. What I'm gonna have in my box today is gonna be America's opiate addiction. Let's get this video started. Millions of Americans today have some kind of opiate to give them some kind of pain relief. We go to our doctors and tell them something's aching us. For minor aches and pains, what do they give us? Codeines and Vicodins. We take them as prescribed, but that's never enough, so we start abusing them and our body gets addicted to them. We go to the doctor and get 3 months supply, and we do that year after year. Our body gets dependent on it. Others get more severe pains. They're prescribed highly addictive drugs. We don't have to take it as long, but your body's dependent on it in a short amount of time. You got your Norcos and your Norcos and your Oxycontins. Those pills, taking them within 4 days, you're dependent on it. We start having symptoms, and how many of Americans go through this right now? A lot of Americans are not just addicted to them, but they're dying. In 2014, 18,893 people died of prescription medication. I'm not even gonna talk about all the heroin overdoses. 10,574. This opium that's produced over there in Afghanistan that they know is making it to the Western countries like America, Europe, and China. A lot of our kids, a lot of our freaking family members, our co-workers, our loved ones are addicted to these medications and these illegal drugs. But this isn't a topic that's going to be talked about by the mainstream media. Even though you're more likely to die of this medication than you are of terrorism, this isn't a topic of the 2016 election. These pills got horrible side effects on the human body. It's like heroin. Our body gets addicted to it. It needs it just to maintain an everyday life like the normal person. I know this firsthand because I took these pills for 10 years. 3 years of that recreational, just from the streets. I liked the way they felt. I had some fun. But then I got in a car wreck and then I got a prescribed medication from a doctor, a 30-day supply, 120 pills. But what happened was my body needed it. My wife would always bug me and tell me, I want you for the second half of our lives. And I'm not gonna have you. That stuff's gonna destroy your liver and you could die. But what I wasn't telling her was that I couldn't have a good night's sleep. I kept tossing and turning until I took a pill. But the first thing I did in the morning, because she noticed it, is pop another pill. I repeated that at lunch and at dinner. It was an endless cycle of dependency on the pill. In order for me to maintain a freaking everyday life, I was popping a pill. How many other people in America share the same freaking story that I do? Well, I wasn't gonna live my life like that, so I stopped. And you need to make that decision too. See, if you don't make the conscious decision today for yourself, someone's gonna make it for you. Do you happen to know what's happening in Venezuela right now? People can't get basic necessities as toiletries and pharmaceutical drugs. And it's not because the store shelves can't be filled and the pharmacies can't get the medication, because of the failed policies of the socialist country that they are in. They're in economic crisis. In America, we're facing the same freaking problems here at home. See, I know that. So I didn't want it to get to my point in life to say, you know what, I need the pill. Oh, well, you can't get it. Nah, I put that freaking power in my hand. It feels a lot better. Because if you go to the point when you want that pill and then you can't get it, you got anxiety and you're frustrated, you're mad, and you're gonna go through anything in hell to try to freaking get it. Instead of facing the fact that you're addicted to this drug and you need to get off it. There's another way to deal with your pain, America, if you just know where to look. By now, I know most of Americans have heard of medical marijuana, but they don't know the benefits of it. In the cannabis plant, it produces this thing called cannabinoids. And our body produces the exact same thing. So when it's introduced to our body as an edible or a drop or an oil or something like that, well, it attacks those pain receptors and it eases them, but in a more natural way. It's not like these pharmaceutical drugs that keep us dependent or will eventually kill us. We could choose to go spend our money with a doctor or a pharmacist and supply these pharmaceutical companies with millions of dollars each year, or you could grow it in your own backyard. You could dry it in your room and you could cook it on your stove and you could do it yourself. You could save that money in your own pocket. If I have to share some of my lives to help one of you guys in any kind of freaking way, I'm gonna do that. That's my purpose. I'm here to help and love people, to get the knowledge out to the mass public to understand we're in a world of freaking trouble. And if we choose to ignore it, it's only gonna get worse. Thomas Jefferson said, if the people let their government decide which foods that we eat and the medicines that we take, the bodies will be in a sorry state of the souls that live under government tyranny. They tell us to eat GMO foods and look how fat and out of shape we are. They tell us to take these opiates, these pharmaceutical drugs, and look at the dependency that we are. We're in a state of freaking mind fog, and we choose to ignore these things. But if we just knew where to look, I think people would start making the conscious decision to defend themselves and do something right. So I try to do the videos. So if you're not going to do everything if you're not going to do everything in your power to restore your life, liberty, and this country, America, you're going to do everything in your power to destroy all three. Charlie in the Box, the patriotic miscreant, and I'm out.
Charlie Boss, baby.
Let me ask you a question. If you're going through this problem with an addiction because of painkillers, wouldn't you consciously want to make the decision to stop taking these pills for yourself rather than someone else making a decision for you? You're going to have horrible side effects going through withdrawals and anxiety because you want that medication. You didn't consciously make the decision yourself to say, I'm not going to take it, because then you have that power in your hands. See, what we have to understand is if you're addicted to these opiates or street drugs, you're giving that power to that drug and the person who's supplying it to you.